Hey everyone, it's Jason from Wedding Film School. Today I'm here in sunny Melbourne, Australia, doing a behind the scenes shoot with Faz, the owner of Iconic Pictures. We're going to start here and then head out to the wedding. So I just wanted to show you around his studio and introduce you to his team.
Looking at my sister right now, I can't help but get a bit emotional. She's the most beautiful woman that I know. You have such a big heart. I don't know how it fits in that tiny little body of yours.
I first met Maddie when we were both playing for Williamstown in the VFL. I didn't have a chance to get to know him that well, as I was always in the prime time slot and he was kicking the dew off the ground for me. After 6 months at Avondale, our friendship blossomed. Daily phone calls become 3 to 5 phone calls a day, talking absolute dribble, but we developed this unique mateship.
Simone, you're a little bit like an iceberg. Not because you're cold, but because 90% of your amazing qualities are hidden. Your strength, your courage. I've always wanted to be courageous like you. Your passion, your intelligence, and your humour.
Maddie is loyal and as loyal as they come. In the hardest time of my life, he was the only person I could talk to, the one who I know would call me and make sure I was okay, never questioning my decisions, just being supportive and a great mate. He's a vault, and no matter what I told him, I knew it would go nowhere else.
Matt, thank you so much for making my best friend so happy. I truly believe in the world today that it's so important to love unconditionally and be accepted for who you are. I see this in your relationship and it makes me so happy.
One last time to say I love you.
Despite what Hollywood may have us believe, love never does it follow that smooth, well-orchestrated path.
Listen now to your mind.
When two people accumulate enough of those semi-awkward life moments together, they eventually realise that this must be a relationship. And who knows what it was exactly? Maybe it was the intoxicating R&B tunes that were pumping out of the CQ nightclub speakers that night. Perhaps it was just the overall up vibe of all the other young punters out for a good night that evening. Or maybe it was Sam's exceptional work playing middle woman between them that evening.
The first Easter Matt spent with us, I knew it was it for Simone. It's no secret how much our parents love you. You always have a traveller for Dad, and Mum has put you in first place in the hallway photos.
Anyone that is close to Simone and Matt knows they're very hard-working, determined, you might even say stubborn people.
I only have 2 pieces of advice for you, Matt. 1, don't ever judge the choices that Simone makes because you're one of them. And 2nd, if Simone ever asks you if you look fat in something, I recommend falling to the floor in a mock coma.
Matt here decided that he would make a very special treat for Simone for that first date. Instead of going out for dinner, I'm going to treat her to a lovely home-cooked meal of takeaway fish and chips to be consumed on the lounge room. All those years ago, they have seen eye to eye on many things, including what is most important when it comes to life values. And sitting at the top of the tree is most definitely for them, family and friends.
I'll get you home when you were tired.
In life, we are never promised anything. We aren't promised the job of our dreams or the big house we always wanted. We aren't promised the nicest things or a lifetime of health. But one thing I can promise you, Matt, is that my sister will love you unconditionally every day for the rest of her life.
I'll get you home.
This beautiful girl next to me is my youngest daughter, Simone. I call her Squirt. She's gone through a lot of things too, and she's set herself up for life, and she's moved forward, she's worked hard, and then she met Matt.
Simone, as I stand here in front of you today, I realise I'm the luckiest man on earth. Not only am I about to marry the most gorgeous girl in the world, I'm about to marry my best friend.
I promise to love you with my whole heart every day for the rest of my life, and I promise we'll make it until the very end. I love you so much, Matt. Together forever, forever together.
Hi guys, my name is Faz. I'm from Iconic Pictures, that's my brand, and yeah, this is my studio, so a bit of a studio tour here. This is where I met my couple, and then upstairs is our editing studio. Which is good, okay. So here it is, the team. I've told them to be on their best behavior.
Hello.
This is Abby.
I'll try to be on best behavior.
That's Abby. This is Aaron.
Hey, nice to meet you guys.
Abby is a future Hollywood director, hopefully.
I am a video editor, so I also second shoot for Faz, but primarily video editing pretty much most of the week.
I'm an editor 4 to 5 days out of the week, and then I also do shoot for Faz whenever there's a wedding that he needs me to shoot, so I'm the first shooter now. Started off as a second for a while, but yeah, upgraded.
Okay, cool. And how many weddings is Iconic doing?
So we do around 70 to 80 a year. Yeah, and hopefully we can keep it up. I think with the team that we have, I'm happy with that number, and yeah, hopefully, and then we can just, I guess, increase the price here and there every year. But yeah.
So what percentage do you shoot yourself?
I'd say maybe around 40. Yeah, maybe half. Okay. Yeah, well, normally couple, when they first inquire if the day is free, I get the first tip. But then whenever I'm not available, I'll tell the couple straight away. You know, if it's gonna be Abby or if it's gonna be Aaron, or we also get Jason to shoot. There's also Elena. So we got a few freelancers as well, that are, like people that I can trust and know that they can deliver our style. Yeah. So I've been in the industry in Melbourne for maybe 10 years now. So I started just editing. You know, I used to love editing, and then I started shooting, and I'm thinking, why would I just edit? Like shooting is the fun part. And yeah, and I joined another company and I freelanced for another company as well here and there until about 3-4 years ago. I decided it's like the time to actually, you know, run my own. I would say if you guys are starting as a wedding videographer, one of the best things to do is being a second shooter or just assisting other company that you like the style. And cool. So yeah, we do the editing ourselves here, like with our team. So I've actually gone from iMac, and I thought, oh, I think PC would be cheaper with better specs, and I went with PC. Like I got a couple of PCs with like really pumped the specs, and then I thought, but then in terms of, I don't know, I just still coming back to Mac. So and then I get another Mac. So I've got 2 PCs and 2 Mac, but I think in the future I'm gonna go to Mac again. But then this year I plan to get away from editing and focus on, you know, enhance or make the brand bigger, work on the brand. So you know, I can just work on the social media, Instagram and whatnot. networking and whatever. We used to shoot with GH5 1080p but 10-bit in VLOG, yeah, and I use Film Convert to do the grade. But actually the computer is struggling, so we actually have to proxy everything overnight before we start editing, which is fine, but also sometimes it's a bit of a problem when we forget to proxy and then the editor comes in and they're like, oh, what do I have to do now? I can't edit without proxy. And now with Blackmagic footage, actually so much easier to edit. B-roll, I think my mind is actually blown when I first try it, and Premiere actually scrubbed through it like butter. Like we don't have to proxy anymore, and yeah, it's gonna make the workflow so much better. I like 10-bit because I can grade it better, but like Blackmagic footage is the best because file size with GH5 I got about 300-400 gigabyte per wedding. That's about 8 to 10 hours wedding. With Blackmagic it's double the size, so it's about 700-800 gigabyte per wedding, so it's massive files. And in terms of
and that's only one Blackmagic camera.
Yeah, that's why I'm still using GH5 as my master cam. Actually, I haven't invested with. I think in the future I'm gonna invest with another Blackmagic, but yeah, at the moment I'm still using the GH5. So with Blackmagic I shoot 4K B-roll. So, but the compression is 12:1. So with Blackmagic you get a lot of different compression, and 12:1 is actually the lowest compression of the B-roll. So yeah, but the file is still massive. But I don't know, I think because the file is less compressed, so that's why it takes less processing time from the computer. So that's why it's actually easier. Yeah. The normal stuff of the wedding, we back it up, and we actually using Synology NAS drive at the moment, and it really helps a lot because now we have all the computers connected, we have all the networks, so basically each one can open up the project. So we actually run the edit straight to the backup system, straight to NAS. We have a secondary backup as well, like separately as a fail-safe. Now I shoot with the recorded to SSD. So this is 500 gigabyte SSD, and yeah, so it's easy because one wedding maybe I used one SSD, and then maybe one, because it also have the SD card compartments. So I use one SSD and then a little bit of a 64 gigabytes. So it's really easy to just plug in and then let it run overnight when one memory card. So I can actually copy, you know, two source of footage in one time, and then I've got the GH5 like master cam. If it's like a winery wedding, ceremony probably half an hour, speech is another half an hour, so one card for GH5 master cam should be enough. Yep. This is my Blackmagic setup. I've got ND filter here, and using the 1835 Sigma, which is, you know, everyone's with micro four thirds camera can have this, and also the Filtrox speed booster. And yeah, the SSD here connected straight, so record straight to SSD, 500 gigabyte as I mentioned. Raw video. I've got a small rig cage, and I've got this is also from small rig connected straight to the power. So with the NPF 970 Sony battery, I think, yes. So this lasts for 2-3 hours. So lasts me until before ceremony or after ceremony, or yeah. But also I can during the ceremony I normally put in the Canon battery here as well. So with this one running out, I just hot swap it. And yeah, so in terms of the setup, I'm using Blackmagic Raw 12:1. Yeah, with Ultra HD, so it's not real 4K, but I try to keep it lower as possible, but still kind of maintain the quality, I guess. And yeah, so setup, shutter angle. So I try to shoot with 50 frames per second all day, and yeah, now I try to maintain the shutter angle to be 180. So that's the good thing with Blackmagic as well, because it's, you know, specified for video cameras, I guess. So you can change the shutter angle. And then in terms of well, it's also the good thing is you can just press this high frame rate button, and then it goes up to 60 frames per second and records in actual 60 frames per second. So if you play back the video straight away, it's like slow-mo. Like I'll use this with a shoulder rig, which I got in the car. We'll show that later. So I've used this shoulder rig for like the whole day. But during the ceremony and speeches, I'm gonna put it on a monopod because I use it with a shoulder rig for a ceremony, and it hurt my back because you kind of have to stand still for like half an hour, and it's set up. So I normally use this only for walking out of the ceremony and walking into the reception. Yeah, I'm not a big gimbal person, so I don't really use it too much. And then I use it as well for time lapses. So once I finish that, like during the night, just time lapse of people going in and out and stuff like that. And lenses, we got Voigtlander, just as a backup, like 50 mil, like 25 mil, but like 50 mil equivalent in 35 mil in full frame. Canon 50 mil 1.4, cheap but really good. And then once you put it with the speed booster, it becomes like 1.0. And with the master cam, I've got a Sigma 50-100. So because GH5 low light isn't the best, like maximum ISO probably like 3200. So with this lens, you've got like 1.2, but you still get the reach. So like 50-100, you got with the speed booster around, I don't know, 160 mil equivalent full frame. Yeah, but I also still have the Lumix 35-100. So nice and small, but yeah, it's useful for like if it's an outdoor ceremony, I'll use this as a second angle. In terms of audio, I've got the Sennheiser. This is the one that I'm gonna give to the groom actually. So with the GH5, and that's why I'm still contemplating if I'm leaving GH5 altogether or not. But they have this thing that I can just plug into the camera here, which is what do you call it? Adapter, XLR adapter. Yep. So
you can have two different channels.
Yeah, two different channels.
One for the just general audio from the camera.
No, so normally one with the groom. So I mic'd up the groom with this, and then I either mic up the celebrant. So I normally ask the question in the meeting: is the celebrant gonna do all the talking, or if there's any reading? If there's any reading, I might mic up the celebrant sound system. Yeah, but not every celebrant has a nice sound system, so yeah, I can always just mic up the celebrant.
Yeah, so you've got two wireless options.
Yeah. I also have this as a backup. This is really good actually, the Rode Wireless Go. So
how do you use that?
So this one, so this one's connected here. The input.
Yep.
Yeah, and then.
So that's a third backup wireless, but you don't use it even if there's three people. So if you've got a reading.
Well, if I got a reading, so this means I got a lot of options. Like if I got a reading and then the celebrant's PA is they don't have an output. Like I tested, it doesn't work. I might just plug this. I might just gaffer tape this to the mic. Yeah. So this is like my kind of fail safe. So I can just gaffer tape this to every mic, and no one really mind because it's like really small. And it's quite reliable. It's Rode. Yeah. I've got lights there, but yeah.
What type of lights?
I've got a Comer light. This is okay, but if it's too dark, like it's okay. Like it does the job, but I think in the future I might upgrade to the aperture because it's much brighter. And also I like to run two lights. So this is like I normally use this as a hair light during speeches if possible. So this is a Litra Pro. The only thing it's nice because it's really small. Like I can fit it to the back really easy without having to fill up spaces. Yeah, two tripod, one monopod, and two light stand, and a gimbal. Yeah, I've got a Mavic Pro. It does the job. It's reliable. I mean, footage quality, I think the Mavic Pro 2, the new one, probably better. But, there's a lot of things that you can invest. You can't keep up with all the gear in the world, so you just gonna have to invest sensibly, I guess. Well, my shooters normally they have their own gear, but if I can supplement, like spare gear or because I also I can always strip down the ones that I'm bringing. Because not all of them I'm gonna use anyway. Some of them are just like backups. So yeah. Yeah. Struggling with the gear. But I'll try to keep it as minimum as possible. But still, this is what I got. Cool. I'll see you in Geelong. We're going there. Woo. So this is my shoulder rig here with the Blackmagic. It helps kind of stabilize. We're here with the groom's house is just over here, and yeah, it's a bit windy, a bit chilly, and if the ceremony is outside, it's a bit tricky if it's windy like this, and also with drone, we just kind of see how we go. Let's go film.
Hey, going?
Hello, hello. How are you? Long time no see. Yeah. Yeah.
How good?
Very well. Yeah. Excited. How are you? Very well. Yeah.
Good.
How's the morning so far? Is good?
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. When you like, hi man. I'm Faz on the video, and this is Jason. He's just doing some behind the scene. Yeah. Feeling good, boys? Yeah. Cool. Just in time.
Yeah, do you want them to do
Big brother, no close up.
I haven't got all the names here.
This is Paddy, Justin,
Paddy, Danny, nice to meet you, Danny.
Nice to meet you. Matt, obviously the groom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacko, I don't know where he's going.
Who's gonna do the speech tonight?
Me.
Oh yeah. So groom's prep is pretty easy. Just pretty much just capturing whatever happened. I like to aim to capture more of people's laughing and reaction, I guess.
Wait to get the grade, man. Put it on.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh. And if you'll cut the wool off.
Can I actually get you to do that again? It'd be really annoying. And can I get you to stand here and face me instead?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've worked with the photographer before, and the way she works for me as well. So I barely have to do anything. I just capture whatever she captures, and it works.
Oh.
I'm gonna just get one shot of Matthew by himself, yeah. While the others can do a smoke break, I guess. Yeah. Maybe put the alcohol down so it doesn't look like you're alcoholic. Yeah, just do that. Like here, fix that. Make sure your suit is perfect there. Check on your tie. It's all perfectly level. That's lovely. Cool, beautiful. Get a watch. Oh, okay, cool. So if you're late, it's not your fault, yeah. Yeah, check on your tie again one more time. Cool. And then just one towards my camera here. Give me a best smile. That's the best you get? Done. Thanks, man.
I might do just a few.
Yeah, I think it's a sign of what's gonna happen tonight, I reckon. Sorry.
It's not as light as it could be.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I take this?
Blackmagic ISO. So they have dual ISO under 1000. They're exposed to the highlights, so they keep the highlights detail. But over 1000.
Just another little step forward.
See, as you can see, once you hit 1250, the highlights just blown up because it's exposed to the shadow.
And just turn
thing.
your body to outside just a little. Oh, these guys fired in.
Yeah, right, let's get them in here. One out. Break the lens, you blokes.
Yeah, this week is the biggest.
Oh, really?
I've got 4.
Oh my gosh.
I've got one yesterday.
I'm like 2 in 1 week. I'm like, no.
Really? Got one yesterday, and I've got another one tomorrow and Sunday.
In Melbourne?
Yeah, well, tomorrow I'm back in Geelong, Campbell Point House.
Ah, cool. And just all stay together as a group. Just walk towards me, but look at each other and have a laugh, have a chat. Love life. I might not just get you to. Oh, you You're allowed feel like it's awkward.
It's all good, alright.
Should have done this last night. Would have been better.
And then you're going to walk towards me, but have your arms around each other again. And don't look at me though, look at...
Funny bunch of guys though.
Yeah,
I love them.
They're good value.
Yeah.
You picked well.
Yeah.
And I'll get you to slowly just walk towards me.
Jesus.
Like,
How do people do this?
Okay, one more. Just kind of walk. But you can kind of look around, just
looking around.
Yeah. Get your inner modeling skill out. Deep down, deep down. I know you got it.
Think about Simone.
Oh, look at that. That's it. That's the one. That's the one, man. Nah, cool. Yeah, I'm happy. Well, window light kind of contrast with the box to the floor. I like the contrast. Yeah. And yeah, like I do only simple ring shot. This box doesn't even stay. Look at that. Good idea, but execution is not a thing. I might just take it out of the box and focus. It's gonna be a little bit shaky, but stabilize it in post. Okay, close up. Yeah, that was really easy. Like I know groom's prep is always easy, and I'm really cruisy with how I approach it. Like if I got there and they're already almost ready with all the suit and everything, I just capturing it whatever happened. Yeah. If I need to do like maybe a bit of a tie adjustment here and there, yeah. But most of the time I just let things happen. Especially when I know the photographer's getting more candid and just natural reaction, yeah, so I just get it, the same thing. And I'm just gonna anticipate moments where people are joking, people are laughing. Like that's why I actually record a lot of footage during those times. When they're putting on the tie and everything. And yeah, in the edit you just use the laughing part and.
Okay, I'm ready.
Cool. So yeah, we're on the way to the bride's prep and.
There's a lot of wind as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Are you worried about getting the drone up later, or?
A little bit worried, yeah. But again. The drone is just an extra that I'm giving to them. So if it doesn't fly, they wouldn't care. Like yeah. So, package is just one videographer, but 2 cameras during speeches and ceremonies. And if we have the chance and the places allow us to fly the drone, we might fly a drone just as an extra. And yeah, so I'll bring my drone today, but we'll see. We'll see if it's not windy later on the day. Yeah, and I might fly it during reception or during family photos. When people are just standing up for photos, there's no point of me getting those. So I might fly my drone then. But yeah, with a drone, I've got like second shooter extra for 2 hours. So they get second shooter for 2 hours plus the drone. So in case it's rainy or if it's windy like this and the drone can't fly, they still have the second shooter. So at least they can't just ask for a refund because we're paying for the drone, but they can't fly the drone. We can't fly the drone, but now we can't fly the drone, but they're still getting the second shooter. Yeah, cool. So we're at the bride's house, and yeah, let's get it. Ooh, nice house. Get a few shots from outside. Yeah, so I like to keep it really small and simple during getting ready parts. So all just shoulder rig. When I was using GH5, it's all just handheld, but now with Blackmagic, I just use shoulder rig because there's no stabilization. Hello. One of the bridesmaids is just looking at me. Cool. So yeah, it is the bride's house, and yeah, like because I'm trying to capture more of people's emotion, people's reaction, all the laughter, all the I guess emotion, like they like getting nervous and I don't know, maybe parents crying. All this stuff is what I try to capture more. So I don't really bring any sliders or tripods during getting ready, because you might get too distracted and getting, you know, all the details. But with the emotions in the video, I guess didn't get it. Yeah. Small talk make a big difference. It's my theory.
Hi, how you going?
Hello, hello. How are ya?
Good, thanks.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm Faz on the video.
Faz, do you want me to get Simone for you? I'm Christine.
Ah, nice to meet you, Kristen. So you must be.
This is Megan.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Paul.
Hi, Paul. How are you? Hi.
Oh, Denise. Pam, Simone.
I'm really nervous.
I was eating lunch yesterday and she messaged me on Instagram. Faz, I just did my nervous. I'm eating my lunch.
Well, it's the tally's up there. It's like 10 now. How are you? How are the boys?
Yeah, they're really good.
Are they good? Is Matt nervous?
I think so. Yeah. He loves the photo.
Does he?
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Did you realise that? He's just like, get away from me. Matt hates photos.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
met all my family?
Yeah.
I think he got everybody all at once.
Yeah. So I've got a photographic memory, not really.
Yeah, Matt hates photos. He actually got his teeth whitened. Did you
Oh, does he?
compliment him? Because he was very...
All right, I will then.
Okay.
I will.
Can everyone compliment Matt's teeth? Because he was so upset that no one comments on that. Yeah.
When I'm walking in, yeah. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you, Chantal. Nice to meet you,
Don't call
Samantha.
her Sam. It's a new thing. She likes to go
Samantha.
by Thank you. How did the boys go?
So
Nervous? We don't really know what to do.
Yeah, just cruising in.
And the boys were alright?
Yeah. They had a beer.
Yeah, or two.
They were pretty
Maybe
chill.
we won't until we get there.
I would love to get a champagne toast in here, if you don't mind.
In your dressing gown.
Yeah.
Do we have any?
No, because we drank it. Hey, do we have champagne?
Oh, okay.
That would normally doesn't happen.
No, that does happen, but they should. Yeah, no, that's
Ooh,
fine.
look at
We'll
that.
get more photos of it.
Right.
And they did good. We got enough.
They were awesome.
Okay.
They're like, oh, you'll get more out of the girls. I'm like, you guys did so.
Yeah,
They were just
they're good.
laughing, which is
Yeah.
what you just want. Yeah, everyone being
They're a lot of
happy.
What
fun.
did you think of Matt's haircut? He got the fade.
Oh, it looks really good.
The
Yeah.
fade? Like he was really into it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like,
So you must be
do
excited
what
seeing
you
him
need.
then
I
today.
think so. I want tears. That's it.
Just walk back if he doesn't cry.
I know. Hopefully.
Is anything details that you'd like a photo
Alright,
of?
so I'll grab all my stuff.
Oh, cool. Wedding planning tools, yeah. I like to kind of cover like this kind of shots. Oh, sorry.
Clean up for you.
I'm just getting like a close up. It's kind of good to tell, I don't know, the story of how they organized the wedding and part of the day, part of the whole story.
If you could hang the dress there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not a ledge, but.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure about my earrings, but I'll just whip out a good pair because I've got some options.
Oh,
Should
yeah.
I just, where should I?
Yeah, put them down there.
Oh my gosh. Get out of the way, Faz.
No, sorry. That dress is gonna look amazing.
I don't know where to pop it. It's too... Mum, assistance.
I think you need two people for
No,
this.
we have to.
Simone, you're going to break your back. Hang on, let's roll them over. And how far down?
I was just going to do it there.
Yeah.
A little
Here?
smidge, but.
Here?
Thanks, girls.
Awesome.
Muscle labour.
Do you know, it'd be worth it for the photo.
And maybe like the top bit there?
Touch the top here.
Yeah, that's it. Then.
I don't want to dirty it, Faz.
Oh yeah.
Just imaginary touches.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go up to the dress and.
Oh, okay.
Just looking at it.
Sorry.
No, you're right. Am I right?
Right squad.
This is so weird.
Oh, was that a laugh shot?
Ha ha ha. It was a real laugh though. I'm actually happy. I've never shown.
You've done some work with your back or something, or?
What's that? I think you said do something.
No, I'm just joking.
Don't do the singing.
Should we do a
Oh,
hug?
do you want me to sing? I'm
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Do a little
No,
bit.
last night I was belting out some tunes. But mind you, I had a lot of champagne.
So, as I mentioned before, this couple is so much fun. So the bride is just having fun with the bridesmaid and doing conversation. Sometimes I'm just waiting for that, either some sound bites or some laughter. So I like to kind of edit the speeches. If there's like a funny bit in the speeches, you can cut to the laughter afterwards. So it's almost like the speeches, and then people are laughing, reacting to the speeches. So that's why the video is kind of flow. Or even sometimes when they say something like, "Oh, I'm getting married, so excited!" Like I can finish that from like a speech and then cut to that kind of beat. It's always makes the edit really flowy. You know, it's almost like it's all seamlessly put together. Kind of, yeah. So that's why I just anticipate those kind of moments. Yeah, and during these kind of details, we just wait for the photographer to do the work, and we just steal the shot.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I just have fun. Yeah.
Just doing container shit.
Oh, is that my wedding? Just over there.
Just looking here on a flat. Is that what we're here for? Yeah. Do you want to
Well, I'll get one without. I guess kind of face this way and then just put your hands.
Have a walking shot.
If you want, yeah, that's actually that's cool.
How's that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, fantastic. We're 12.
Yeah. Backflip,
okay.
handstand.
That was exactly what I posted last night.
Okay, ready? Pop it out? No, not God.
You that's why you just go wrong.
We feel we're so important right now.
I can't see. Okay. There is that. Do you want to swap? No way, I'm the bride.
No, just
I'm not sad.
You're happy?
Yeah, I know.
Cheers.
It's all about the makeup.
Is this what it's like to be a movie star?
I don't know, but I feel
Living the high life with my $30 Chandon.
Yeah. You can get changed, bridesmaid.
We can go get changed now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess we wait until everyone's get changed, and then you can get changed. Yeah.
So just the three of us first, and then our mum.
What happened was we were just talking and waiting for the bridesmaids to get dressed, but out of a sudden, the brides and I don't know, maybe the aunties or something, they're just dancing out of a sudden, and that's why we just need to be on our toes all the time and anticipate those kind of moments, because that's what makes the video more genuine and more them rather than the usual wedding shots or the wedding cliche shots. All this sort of random spontaneous dancing, that's what they want to remember down the years. So that's why we capture it.
Oh, I'm so anxious. Oh, there's one of them. I've just spotted one.
Oh, okay.
You look absolutely amazing, babe.
I feel good.
Hang on, let me just tuck this. I don't want to get makeup, so we'll do one of these. You look stunning. How do you feel?
Good. I feel good.
You look
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Thank you.
Ooh.
This is what we do to you.
Yeah, that's it. Should have the glamorous side of photography and videography wedding. When we do like parent shot like this, we try to be on the same side as the photographer if possible, so we're not shooting at each other. Yeah, do you agree?
Teamwork.
Oh, you got me.
I'm gonna cry.
Wait, Dad.
Oh God.
Don't. You're gonna rip my makeup. I love you. You okay? You're right? Sure? I love you. Dad, my makeup. You're right?
Yeah.
Do you need a moment?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Stop it.
You're
We're meant to have
right.
tears on a wedding day.
Do I? Yeah? Yeah. Holy shit. You look so handsome. Look at you. You right?
Done.
Give us
Oh, yeah, that's it.
A bit over the top. Matt loves this smile.
What is it, Chantal? Chantal? Yeah, I might get you. Yeah, hiding. So I get you. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then Sam, you can kind of just touch something there whenever. Yeah. And then.
I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this a laughing shot? I'm actually laughing.
I got a good question. So kind of do like hip movement a little bit, so it's very stable when you kind of move from the hip. But if you move with the hand, it's very shaky. So yeah, always try to give a bit of a movement.
How good is she? I just keep everything. Each other, smiling.
I don't know where to go. I know. I think you just look in.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe not that face.
It worked. Well,
did it?
I got more of a disgusting look. Anybody happens to be.
We all do.
The bride is a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, a lot of nerves, and she's also really express her emotion a lot. And not all brides like that, of course. And sometimes you just have to prompt them a little bit. And so normally the way I prompt them is not just telling them to smile or whatever. Sometimes I do if I'm running out of things to say, but sometimes I just kind of engage in light conversation or just give a joke here and there, and it gets people laughing, and then that's when they kind of just be themselves. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, small talk make a big difference, and also. Yeah, and as I mentioned before as well, I like to do a bit of movement here and there, use my hip. In terms of portrait, I let the photographers do most of the portrait, and I'll just capture here and there, like trying to capture different angles, wide angles, come back to close up, show over the shoulder. Like for moments like when the bride coming and see the dad, or the dad seeing the brides for the first time, one camera is enough because I can just get the brides coming out, and then I can just cut to the dad's reaction, and I cut back to the brides, and then cut to they're kind of hugging each other, and it was just a really nice moment when the dad's crying. So it was amazing, and I can just slowly pan into the dad's perspective, I guess, over the shoulder, and then I slowly make my way to the bride's perspective as well over the shoulder, like in the highlight. I can get the dad's crying. I can already imagine what I'm gonna edit, because I can get the dad's crying, and then when I go to the bride, she said I wasn't gonna cry, and then that's gonna play nice together when we edit. So we on the way to the ceremony. We always tell my couple we need half an hour to set up. So I always leave beforehand, so there's no stress or anything. Yeah, like it's lucky when the bride's preparation it's done early, like their makeup and everything, so we have time to set up. And yeah, at the moment it's a bit windy, so yeah, the one thing that I'm concerned is how the audio is gonna be. Like I normally mic up the groom, and then if it's windy like this, I can just plug into the sound system. Normally it has better audio quality, and yeah. I know the celebrant as well. I think he'll bring like a good sound system, and he actually like the way he tells the story of the couple. So I know I'm gonna get good audio bites from the celebrant too. So I want to make sure I can get the audio properly for the ceremony. I can pick the furthest one. Yeah, first things first, set up my tripod and be nice with the celebrant, so we can plug into the sound system. It's important to kind of respect the DJ and the celebrants when you're trying to plug into their sound system. Yeah, this is one, the adapter, XLR adapter. Take it in. Sennheiser, put it on top here.
All I want is you, will you be my bride? Take me by the hand and stand by my
Go to
side.
the XLR connection.
You, will you stay with me?
This is the Rode mic.
If you were a river in the mountains tall,
We got a
rumble of your water would
Rode
be
adapter
my
as well
call.
here.
If you were the winter, I know I'd be the snow, just as long as you were with me when the cold.
Man, it's gonna be windy. Well, it is windy already. It is already windy.
Are you gonna tell Mike to take a room or?
Yeah, I will too, yeah. Who's gonna do the talking, just you or?
What's that?
Who's gonna do most of the talk? Are there any readings?
There's a couple readings, but they'll have the
microphone, okay, lovely, yeah.
Hey, how are you? Jenna, isn't it? Have we worked together before? Yeah. When I saw your business, I was like, I reckon yeah.
All the stars fall from the sky until death.
I lost one of the connection. So I guess my option is to just gaffer tape this. I think I'm just gonna gaffer tape the microphone. Gonna try to hide all the cables, yeah. So you'll be facing this way, yeah?
Bruce McAvaney.
Yeah.
Special comment. Boundary rider, eh?
Just to make sure you say the right things from now on.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get flowers now, or?
Yeah, well.
Oh, okay, you get it
don't
now.
Get them, we forgot about them.
Oh, cool. Alright, yeah. Yeah, because I'll put it on this side, so because you're facing this way, so it's more hidden.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right.
No worries. Good luck. Best of luck. Yeah. So it's a bit of a makeshift connection. So I lost the adapter for it. There's so many adapters, so it's small things as well. Sometimes you just rock up with none. Make sure to check the audio. Got it. Yeah, we got the audio. We got all the. So I put it over here, and then I'm trying to get the groom reaction from here. Just straight on. Because he'll be facing that way. And I'll be at the end of the altar there, facing that way, getting the brides coming in. Setting up my wheel for when they walk out the aisle. So we got a gimbal shot there. It's pretty quick to set up, hopefully. Just put it there. And one of the things you need to do during weddings, like during ceremony like this, is just to keep calm and yeah, hopefully everything goes well. Cool, and we'll do this. So during walking down the aisle, I used the 1835, but during the actual ceremony, I'll change to like 35 to 100, which is 70 to 100 equivalent in full frame. Yeah. It's so small enough I can just put it in my pocket, so I can just swap in the middle of the ceremony. Yeah. Now we just got some cutaways of guests and everything. Wow, the wind is crazy. It's so cold, man. Without the jacket, where's my jacket?
All right. Okay, have we given out all those little cones of flowers? All right, excellent. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll start off by welcoming everybody here to the wedding of Matt and Simone. Whew. I know, it's free grog on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, ready, I'm ready.
If you like to take photos on a camera, on a phone, whatever it is, what I'm going to ask you for our ceremony. So don't worry about that. Stay completely 100%. Everyone's fired up? Yep. Excellent. Eliza, how are we going? Are we looking good? Okay. Gents, I'm going to ask you to take one step that way for me, because I'm going to stand between Paddy and Matt. Excellent. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
So take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with, for
Get the voice out.
I can't help falling in love
How about a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
How's about that weather, she says? There's an encore later. And we also have Matt's two lovely sisters, Terry and Nicole, who are also going to do a reading for us. Hello, Terry and Nicole.
Oops, Daisy, doesn't matter.
Be devoted to one another in love. Honour one another above yourself. Be kind to one another. Tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as Christ has forgiven you.
You have both found the one whom your soul loves. So love yesterday, today, and forever, as you are no longer two, but one, who God has joined together, so let no man tear apart.
Okay. So yes, welcome to a celebration of all that has been and all that is for Matt and Simone. Two little love cats who both stumbled down the same street into the same nightclub back 2014. And who knows what it was exactly. Maybe it was the intoxicating R&B tunes that were pumping out of the CQ nightclub speakers that night. Perhaps it was just the overall up vibe. of all the other young punters out for a good night that evening. Or maybe it was Sam's exceptional work playing middle woman between them that evening. We don't know exactly what it was, ladies and gentlemen, but all we do know are these two facts. Fact number one was that evening, Matt was 100% completely drawn to the hot blonde that he met. His word, don't feel too much pressure, Matt just said yes, so here's your time to shine, yeah? All right, so Simone, I also will only ever ask this one. Do you agree to take Matt? A man who is the kind of bloke slash weirdo. Okay. Now it's going to get real serious. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I, Anthony Kribis, am duly authorised to solemnise marriages according to law. Before you, Matthew Patrick Cravino, and you, Simone Natalie Hockheimer, are joined together in marriage in my presence, and the...
To just think I was giving the boys a rev up before the first bounce. So along that theory, I'm just letting you know that we're only a quarter time and we're already 5 goals up. Yeah. With what we have achieved so far. But still the most amazing moment for me.
You chose me to be your other half. You're my best friend, my soulmate, the love of my life. I can't believe we're standing in front of each other, about to become husband and wife. I don't entirely know yet what being a wife involves, but I'm sure it goes a little something like this. I promise to allow you 1 extra beer even after you've had 10. To continue to adore you. I promise to love you with my whole heart every day for the rest of my life. And I promise we'll make it until the very end. I love you so much, Matt. Together forever, forever together.
Okay. Got some rings ready? Alright. So. Feet. Make some serious noise. You ready now? Kiss! Give it up for them. Down the aisle they come.
They're coming down the aisle straight away. Well, they normally sign the signing first. They always do the signing first. My setup is not for this. Well, I set up my gimbal for walking out the aisle, but nah, that didn't work. Are they signing?
20. No, I don't know what happened. That's why I was waiting for them to sign and then go back and do.
Yeah, I got like a longer lens, and then they just walk out the aisle. Yeah, I just go handheld because it's kind of nice for handheld this kind of moment. There was yeah, well, I was on my longer lens. I was on my 70-100, and then they just walked down the aisle. So I don't know what happened.
You can talk and have a laugh.
I want to stand on this side now. Can we stop?
Yeah, you can stop. I might actually from here get you to walk away and then turn around and walk back. Your body a bit more towards me and look back over. Yeah, and you're looking at, actually just looking at each other is really nice, and then just rest your heads towards each other. at each other there. Put your head.
I guess, yeah.
And I was just going to walk away.
Yeah, go for it.
So we're going to hold hands and just hold the flowers down.
One towards my camera here, Simone. Ah, that's it. Another one. One more. You've been practicing for the shot, haven't you?
You nailed that.
It's really hard to.
It never works.
Yeah.
I just say I am. Yeah. Beautiful. We'll do family
Wow.
photos.
Yeah, I generally don't shoot the family photos because it's all just people standing up for photos, and I can use this time to fly my drone or or do something else, set up for the reception or whatever. Cool. So we're just gonna try to get the drone shot now. Yeah, before it gets too windy again and before we lose the sun. So yeah, hopefully it looks good. The good thing with Mavic, it's just so easy to, really easy to set up. DJI go. Maybe a good idea to take off the clamp. Whoa! It's fighting the wind. Yeah, it looks really good actually. It's a good venue. Oof, well, I was gonna say we get a lucky break with the wind and then the wind just comes in again. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna get a couple of shots of the venue and that's it. Ooh, see, the drone is giving me a caution. High wind velocity, so fly with caution. So yeah, I think I am gonna fly with caution then.
Light at the moment?
Yeah, light's pretty good. Yeah, it creates very interesting shadows. Well, I just want to try to create sort of simple movement. Really, I don't want to do extra with the drone. So just either like a hovering or just walk, just kind of moving forward slowly and stuff like that. Yeah. Challenging. Well, the sun keeps coming in and out. You get clouds. It's very windy, very cold. I didn't bring I left my jacket at the bride's prep, so it was really cold. And also even holding my monopod with the wind, sometimes it's like I have to kind of hold it really tight because it's moving around. And then the worst part is when the ceremony finished, normally they go to the signing, and I've already set my lens up with like a longer lens, well, 70-100 lens. And yeah, well, they walk away straight away, like walking down the aisle, so didn't get time to change my lens, so I had to capture that with my longer lens.
Pocket, top button's done up. Beautiful, and just come a bit closer together, guys. And if you can take a little step back just so it's not curved. Awesome, and just come a bit closer to Matt on that side, all of you. Yep.
Everyone look at panels, Chief. Look at the panels. Go.
Yeah, we just let the photographers do the work and pretty much, yeah, because I know whatever she set up is going to work for me. She's going to get them to laugh and smile, and so there's no point of me repeating.
Paddy tried to disinclude me in the walk.
Alright, we got some good ones. A boy shot and a girl shot, and then
Yeah, so just getting different angles, front on, to the side, waiting for the laughter, and sometimes funny things happen that we can use.
Can we do a walking one with just flowers? Yeah, I just need to get one more, just all looking at me.
So I always like to keep rolling even after the photograph is finished. Just sometimes the couple of seconds afterwards, that's where you get the good, you know, after the pose, and then they go, oh wow, or whatever, you know.
And then go back to that one more time, and then girls.
Yeah, we're just gonna try to get a shot of the couple with the drone. Kind of walk. It's an open space, so it's perfect for it. And then yeah, we're just gonna get them to walk and And yeah, it's good. Sometimes it's a good ending shot like that. I'm gonna actually jump in first, let the drone running, go handheld.
Beautiful. You're doing such a good job.
Yeah.
Sorry guys. You really
No,
can't
okay.
about the weather. Oh my gosh.
No, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I want to get the walking.
As they're walking back?
Yeah. The light's actually quite dark.
Beautiful colours in it.
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah.
Do you reckon we got enough?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, put the jacket on.
And we're gonna do a couple more inside, right? So, yeah.
To make the most of it, and then we're heading inside. I know.
Cool, thank you, man. Just get my drone. Yeah, so it's good. We get open spaces. That means we can get like the couple walking in the horizon, and we get the drone. It could be like the ending shot. They walk, and then the drone's gonna go over it, and then just go to scenery. Yeah. And then it's good to also get a couple of ground shot as well, so we can just cut it to. If we need to, we can cut to the ground shot, you know, with handheld, and looks really nice when it cuts together.
Is that terrible? And one more. And then both just looking at something different. Yeah. Love it.
Actually, you used that before too, didn't you?
Thank you so much, Trevor.
You used that line before too.
Just as I'm Because I say it so often. Thank you. Jacket first. Are we done? Oh, we're doing.
Yeah, we're going inside.
Oh, it's up to you. We're gonna.
You're expecting.
We're winging it.
It's better be good, man.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh, good.
I've got very high expectations.
No.
Yeah, cool. So we are at the reception area. Looks really good. Looks really awesome. Big dance floor. I think we're gonna have a lot of dancing going on. And yeah, the first thing I do is normally find out the audio for the speeches. I know it's gonna be from the band, but the band is not here at the moment, and it's always nice to ask them first before we plug in anything. So yeah, I just gonna have to wait for that, and then and then also getting some details here and there. Like I get it, but not really much. I just get it just to have some maybe, and yeah, and getting the schedule of the night, running schedule of the night is very important. So I know when it's gonna be the first dance, when it's speeches. Sometimes it gets tricky when it's like speeches because you are on a long lens for your master cam, and then go to first dance because you wanna have your master cam with a wider angle. Yeah, but now I got my Fuji, so I can just use my Fuji as the master cam. So, but also finding out where they're gonna do the speeches, and try to convince them to do the speech in one spot. Yeah, otherwise you're gonna get crazy if everyone's gonna do speeches in different spots. Like, yeah. And yeah, and then that way we can also set up the light once we know where the speech is gonna be. Nice. Get the couple's name, bride and groom. I mean, I guess kind of makes sense. Cool. I think that's it. Maybe the menu, Yeah. Yeah, so I'll use this for when they're walking in later. And yeah, I think it's gonna be good. So normally the master cam gonna be facing the MC, and then this one's gonna be following. Yeah, but I'll try not to block the photographer. Yeah, so one tip during location is you just want the couple or your subject to be comfortable around you and around the camera, and that's where you get all the genuine shots. Like it was amazing. You can always do more shots just before, but the bride was feeling really cold, so you know we can't just keep going. Like we just have to get what we need, and then make them feel comfortable around us, and then if they feel like they want to get it done, that's it. We just finish. Otherwise, there's no point of keep going if she's freezing. Like and just kind of try to keep the light or the mood light. So just crack a joke here and there, just trying to be funny, just trying to make everyone's kind of laughing and having fun, because they want to remember they were having fun on the day. Yeah, you kind of try to want to put your equipment near the band, because that means it doesn't look really messy like over there near the table. So it's powered by the same battery here. It's pretty bright. It's pretty alright. Shape it a little bit, and yeah. So this is gonna be like this is gonna be the key light or the fill light for the speeches. And for first dance, I use it as, because it's a spotlight, and you can shape it a little bit. So it's nice to have that backlight. Yeah, we can show it later, but you know it has a backlight flare here and there when you're shooting through the lights with a couple dancing in the front of it, and I'll use it also throughout the dancing, so you get all of those kind of backlight flare going on. And this is going to be the like a hair light during speeches. The good thing with this is I can adjust the temperature. So I can make it daylight, and then I can make this tungsten. So you create those kind of bit of a contrast, bit of a blue ring light, or rim light actually, blue rim light, blue hair light, but then kind of tungsten, a warm feel. Yeah, but we'll see how we go with the speeches, because hopefully all the speeches are gonna be in one location. Hopefully like around here, it's actually good. Over there might be a bit tricky, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
Out up there.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I think we can work with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a big space, so I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
I want to test.
Wireless mic through this system? Or?
Yeah, through the band, yeah.
Should just boom down there though. It's a fairly echoey chamber, so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, well I'd imagine that the sound will travel alright.
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff to bounce off.
Yeah. They don't have their own sound system here, yeah?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'll be like maybe where Ryan is, set up my tripod there, but kind of closer to the. Yeah.
When they,
as long as maybe if we can kind of get them to stay close to the barrel as possible.
Yeah.
Because if they're walking forward.
Yeah, I should give you the heads up too. Once they come in and they sit down, I'm going to bring their parents up, their two mums up. I'm going to sign the register because we haven't done that yet.
Oh really?
So,
yeah, that's cool.
So,
Yeah,
so
that
we're
one's
going to
easy.
do that then. So I'll just go with Jenna and Ryan.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. Yeah, so this is the Litra Pro lights, which I quite like, because I can actually control it with my phone as well with Bluetooth, and I can also run with power bank, so it can run pretty much the whole night. And because I know now the setup of the speeches, they're gonna be on that between the barrel there, and then the couple is gonna be over there. So I'm gonna put this hopefully behind the couple, facing the speaker, and I'm gonna put the other light like around here, facing the couple. So you get a bit of a rim light from the speaker, but also it'll light up the couple a little bit as well. So yeah, I think that's gonna be the setup. Am I able to get a line out? Sorry.
Line out.
From there?
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, just go for it. So
yeah, I was gonna do it, but I don't want to. I want to wait for you first. I don't want to be rude.
Good. Yeah. Very out of look. I love it.
Cool, lovely. Thanks, man.
Cheers, man.
I'm Faz, by the way. I'm the video.
Hey, bro.
Nice to meet you.
All right. We're mostly in.
So.
Anybody not here?
You know what? Just capture this to the door.
Pretty cool. I'm missing one there. Got on the switch. Okay, so here we are. Reception's about to kick in.
So.
Microphone. We'll settle down. Okay. All right, guys. So here we are at Mount Dunedin Estate.
I'm gonna tripod this facing the door. So just getting everyone to come in, also to get in the audio, and this one's going to be freewheel, looking around.
That's on me. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Footloose, and welcome into the room, Chantal, Warner and Cuddles. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, that was a good warm-up. I liked it. So keep the vibes happening as we have the lady responsible for all of this going down, Samantha, partnered by Justin O'Rourke.
This way, guys, this way.
Keep it going that way. There we go. Good work, crew. I love it. There's a lot of energy simmering. There's a lot of energy simmering. But we're going to blow the lid off it. Get out of those feet. Welcome to the very first time I put on Mr. Spaghetti. There we go, right? You can take a seat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to ask the two mothers to come up with me to the front of the table as we ink this.
What, when you go?
I thought you meant like, yeah, we can both go through that bit.
Yeah.
I thought weird, I didn't think it through in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, there's
I thought, yeah, no, we were like,
I was like, yeah, we're fine. And then I'm like, oh shit.
It was good. Yeah, this is probably the first time I see signing during reception. But as I said, have to be on your toes all the time. Going out for a sunset shot now. Hopefully, we get a bit of a pink cloud going on. Yeah. This is all Jenna's making. Oh shit! Huh? No, nothing. I'm not important. I'm not important. I never say something important.
Beautiful.
It's amazing, man. This is cool.
And then turning all the way around to your left to face me. Yeah, a little bit more. Your
What do you think of the shot, guys? The shot of to drink.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Anyone that did it?
No, they all
Well,
took it
Jenna didn't.
Me?
Just relaxing your shoulders just a tiny bit.
I think Matt's into it now.
And laughing at each other's face. Works every time. That was
Yeah.
I'm trying to get.
I know.
This is one spot.
I know. First dance.
Yeah, that'd be great. So we can see as well before the actual.
Hey.
I think because with the GH5 the sky can get blown out sometimes, but hopefully with the dynamic range of the Blackmagic we can pull more highlights, and yeah, see how we go.
Maybe just walk a little bit this way.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, go do whatever you like.
Yeah, look at each other again, guys. As usual. Just for something different.
Yeah.
Get on his shoulders. Take a hanger.
Sorry, that maybe was my bad communication.
You've got something written, like right?
Just
Just kind of wing it. Yeah. As long as you thank the lady of the night. Yeah, it's important.
Give me a wink, I'll worry about it.
Yeah. Well, she probably will smack you in the head anyway. Yeah, so we just did sunset shots, and yeah, during summer wedding, it's always really, really great. Even during the meeting, to let them know, oh, we might be able to do sunset, you know, during the sunset time. And yeah, most couples, especially most brides, appreciate it, and they always, oh yeah, let's go sunset, and then yeah, 5-10 minutes, and we get a banger.
So it's been a great day so far. I just wanted to give a quick review on how it's been going from my perspective. I think the ceremony was quite hard for Faz actually. The sun was in and out, and when the sun was out, it was quite bright and directly on the bride's face for the ceremony. We also arrived a little bit late because of just staying with the bride a little bit too long, and guests were there, so it was difficult to get many detail shots of the ceremony setup. In addition, it was just cold, and guests, the celebrant did a really good job to get the guests excited, but you know, the bridal party after the ceremony wanted to go inside pretty quickly. So he had a couple of challenges, but he did his best to adapt to the situation. And I guess the lesson there is that you always have to be ready and thinking about what could potentially go wrong for me in the situation, and how am I going to adapt and solve that problem if it comes up. But otherwise, the day's been fantastic. There's been really good energy with the bridal party. Faz has had no problems getting lots of shots of the bridal party interacting and having a laugh. So that'll really show in the film that the bridal party had a really good time, and that the bride and groom are upbeat, energetic people. So I guess in the film, you really want to try and understand your couple. Like, are they a slow cinematic type of wedding video couple, or are they sort of more of an action couple looking for a fast-paced, fun, really upbeat, energetic, happy highlight film? So, you know, that research beforehand and then getting mentally prepared for what the day might be like, I think is really important to delivering a film that, you know, you can be happy with, but that the couple will love.
Master cam on a long lens. I've told the MC to let everyone know to be on one spot. So this is set up. Got a fill light there. We got a hair light at the back of the speech. And yeah, and I used the other camera on a monopod capturing reaction.
There we go. Bit of hush, bit of hush. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to do a round of speeches. Decided to release her out of hiding and let her meet people of her own fruition. Simone just is a genuine beauty inside and out. She's number one on Simone's list of people to have alongside her in a street fight. The one we can hold accountable for this happening today. Simone describes Samantha as her gorgeous and most down-to-earth.
Just went through the window. It was fun. Said hi. Okay. But all in all, I could go on, but yeah, I don't want to get too emotional, but yeah, she's grown up, met myself. And they went on benches together. They both put a big crowd.
Okay, so with Litra Pro I can control the light with the app from the phone with Bluetooth. So I can turn it on, I can turn it off, I can control the power, 25%, 100%. I can even control the color. So this is tungsten, and change to daylight here, change back to tungsten, and turn it off, save the battery for the next speech. I like to set up time lapses here and there during reception. Especially this kind of setup is really nice. So what I do is set up wide angle and then set the shutter speed to like below 10, well 110. So it's like really, really slow shutter speed, so you got all the motion blur with all the photos. Yeah, and once you put it together, it looks like, you know, everything goes crazy and hectic all. So we want to try to achieve that, like everything seems crazy and a lot of things happening in the wedding. Yeah, makes it more fun in the wedding. Yeah, ISO down, aperture maybe 2.8 or whatever, and the shutter speed go to like 1, and then interval time shooting, whatever. Here, every 2 seconds, 125 frames, so you've got about 5 seconds on the time lapse. And yeah, just leave it for like five minutes, and then we've got we'll get like another 4 time lapses throughout the night, and it's gonna look really nice when you put it together. Like, it just gives so much dimension and depth in the edit. You got a lot of things happening at the same time, basically. Yeah, so plug in this one, the Rode wireless thing, to the band sound system. Yeah, so I've got wired, but this is as a backup as well.
Okay, all right, I'll just get your,
tape it to the microphone.
just to quieten it down a little bit for us. Perfect. Now,
I can also listen to it, it sounds really good.
Tonight's event, to a minimum.
It's just really short compared to the others.
Ah, that's alright. Short is better. Quality is more important than quantity.
Are you going to go first then?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, bridesmaid / cousin / Cupid, Samantha, with a speech.
We don't have to draw the family tree again. When Simone asked me to be a bridesmaid, it was a true honour. We officially met. More arrests in Vegas, and all the happiness in the world. I love you.
During this speech, I always look out for audience reaction. So even if I'm filming here, still looking around.
I didn't have a chance to get to know him that well, as I was always in the prime time slot, and he was kicking the jaw off the green ball. When Matt asked me to be his best man, I was over the...
Any takers on that?
It's all happening.
No? Okay. All right, so...
Oh shit, my tripod in the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, as is always a great moment at any wedding, our couple are now going to cut their cake. So on the count of 3, Matt, Simone, 1, 2, 3. Give me a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, you're supposed to stop at that spot. Good job. All right, we're just going to have a...
Now we just wait for the first dance, and I just love turning off the light from here. Oh. So first dance, I've set up the Fuji with a wide angle facing this way, because the dance is going to be choreographed. So they're going to face that way a lot, the couple. And I've set up a spotlight over there on the other side. So, and I'll be on my kind of 50 mil with the speed booster, so about 80 on my shoulder rig. So I'm gonna, like on my shoulder rig, this one's gonna get like all those kind of backlighty. So I'm gonna be facing, shooting to the spotlight, so we get all this backlight flare kind of happening there. But I'm still getting all the master with the Fuji over there. It's great that they actually have a break, so I can have a bit of a breather myself. But when I saw the running sheet, it's like speech and then the first dance straight away. So that's why I've already set up the Fuji even before the speech. So it's really important to know, really important to be on your toes all the time, knows what's gonna happen after the speech. And if it's straight to the first dance, so you have to set up, think ahead what's gonna happen. So set up a master cam. It's gonna be choreographed dance. So yeah, set everything accordingly.
Little perimeter around the dance floor.
You might turn off these festoons when they're doing their dancing. Is that going to worry you with the photography?
I don't mind, yeah. I like it for the first dance, but if you want to turn it off, that's fine.
It looks nice when they're doing it, but it's up to you guys. So
I'm worried that we'll get trampled.
After the first dance, it's really nice with it during the first dance, isn't it? I just thought it's really nice doing the first dance with the first dance.
Yeah, well, as soon as it's done, bang, we get the lights off.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, so that's wide angles, ready
the rest of you, come on, get up here. We're not starting until we've got a beautiful perimeter.
Everybody.
So that's on you, Mike. I want you up here. Feel free to come down the side here, guys. Come down the side.
And I'll be on this side.
Very good.
Shooting through the lights. So we got all the flare and backlight.
Bridal party. Where are they? Get on the D4. Where's the rest of the bridal party? Got a lone warrior. Come on, Sam. Chantel, Patty. Megan.
Before someone knocked it over, save the camera. Normally for dancing I can just go handheld and yeah, just kind of dance with the guests, really. It's nice to get the time lapse almost like moving. So you scale it out in the time lapse from inside and then go to another angle, and then from outside, but looking in, and you've got a bit of a movement inside. So it's always cool. But yeah, I'll give it a crack anyway. Hopefully it works. Yeah, sometimes if I get more time, I can get like sky or even star time lapse. Star time lapse is really hard though. You can spend like half an hour and then end up like 10 shots. Like it's really hard. So yeah, speeches in terms of the way it positioned was hard because sometimes people tend to go around, like there's no stand or lectern or anything. So there's tendency of people go around, and the space that I have, I can only put it on the side of the person who speaks, and yeah, when they go near the couple, I can only get their side. So yeah, so that's why when the couple doing their speech, I decided to just move to the front because I'm not blocking anyone there, because I was just putting my tripod in front of the where the couple was basically. And yeah, other than that, everything else pretty fun. Like today was a lot of fun. We get emotion from the dad, we get a good story from the celebrant. Yeah, we get a lot of laughter, we get a lot of clapping. It's time to wrap up, and yeah, I think I can't wait to actually work on it. I think it's gonna be a good one. Could be on the front page actually on my website.